What's going on, guys? So as you can see right here, we got 9125 in a game called Dragonfire Keno. And the reason why I picked this game, or any Keno for that matter in general, is because Keno is one of those games that can keep you going for a very, very long time. So I'll give you a couple of different examples. You don't necessarily have to play what I'm playing, which is $2 when we get going here. But if you were to play just 50 cents or $1, you have a very good chance, even on a 2-spot, of getting back a good amount times your money that you originally invested. So let's just start off right now and I'll show you what I mean here. So we're gonna go max bet, and we got these two numbers here. Now again, so we just got two right there already. So we got 48, so that's, I guess by my calculations, it's 6 times our bet. So we're at 99.25, and we're on one of the faster speeds here. I know it doesn't seem like it, well, I guess it's not, but it seemed like it was. So this one goes pretty fast. There we go, we get two more. Okay, so we're at 107.25. So if we were waiting for free drinks right now, and we wanted to kick the speed down to the middle there, you figure the bartender's going to take between 5 and 8 minutes to get to you for a drink, and you don't want to be, there you go, you don't want to be dumping in all your money. There we go, that's 56 in that one, back to 111. So the reason why 2-spots work so well is because they come up so often. I mean, it's not hard to hit 2 out of 80 numbers with 20 numbers being drawn. Now, you start going past 3, 4, 5, it becomes a bit of a more, much harder challenge. That's 80 right there, so we made 20 bucks there. One more. So we're still getting paid on one, and a lot of these different variations of the Keno will do that. In general, Keno is pretty much just a push-a-button game. Wherever you pick your numbers, there's no strategy to it. So we're gonna stick with these numbers for now. I like to go with the middle of the board only because the numbers commonly pop up there. There are some people that have certain areas or patterns they like best, and they might have worked for them. But when the day ends, Keno is strictly about a game ready to pop, and if it's taking enough money as a whole, it's going to eventually pay, no matter where you pick the numbers, if that makes sense. So again, I want to remind everybody, we started off with $93, so we're at 101 right now. And you will go through these funks with Keno where you get nothing at all, but eventually it'll pop back up again. It goes through cycles. So, and if you don't feel like, if you want to kind of feel superstitious, you can change them. I mean, it may seem like it makes a difference, but watch. Those might pop up now, but the reality is that you're really just chasing a moving target. So now those aren't working, but keep in mind, we're going to eventually be back up and down, up and down. You're never going to get rich doing it this way. You'll never get rich doing this. But, some machines will go through this funk, so we got something back there, which is just even money. One more. Come on, there we go. Okay, so that's going to be something, right? So we were back to 95. We started with 93. So, one more. And a lot of different things you can, there you go. That's pretty good right there. It's 200, 50 bucks. So we're at 141. So you guys kind of see what I'm saying here. This is one of those games that'll go up and down, but again, we can move numbers around, and it doesn't make much of a difference because wherever that machine is going to go, it's all contingent on how much it's holding and how, I guess, freely the numbers want to go near you depending on how the program is computed. I know a lot of people say random number generated, but I've never known anybody in history, if something's RNG, to hit 5 spots 4 times in a row, or 8 spots 4 times in a row, or 6 spots 4 times in a row. A lot of it has to do with the programming of the machine. I know people that do these in Vegas, and I love Keno, I really do. But just keep that in mind, is that if you knew the hold, you'd have the advantage. And I used to actually go to a bar some time ago, solely for the Keno there, because it was very lucrative. And truth be told, I used to have a buddy of mine that would actually pull the tape at the beginning of his ship on every machine. And he actually knew which machines were holding more. There we go. That's going to be 200. So we're at 167. So we actually knew the machines that were holding the most. But believe it or not, even the machines that were holding the most didn't necessarily kick. They were more prone to give 6 out of 7s, 5 out of 6s, 4 out of 5s. But it didn't necessarily mean they were ready to kick. Give me one more. No. So keep that in mind. Keno is, I should say, the ones that were holding, they did pay better, but it wasn't a guaranteed jackpot, if that makes sense. So, one more. And again, I'm a firm believer that if you leave these numbers just this way, it's not going to matter whether I'm at 35.26 or if I move to 29.30. I don't believe that. I think it's just a game of, like I said, it's just a game of where the numbers, how loose the machine is and how much it's holding. So, But again, I mean, the goal with this is we could sit here and do this all night at 2 numbers, and we would be getting free drinks, and it wouldn't have really cost as much of anything. It's not until you start playing 5 numbers. We'll go through that in a minute. I'll show you. So again, we're at 149. So we made a good amount of profit overall for the last 5-6 minutes. But let's kick this up to 4 numbers, and I'm going to show you another method with 4 numbers that works very well as well. And I know, again, you're not going to get rich doing this, but let me go to here. Well, let's go my favorite spot, okay? Now, a lot of times you get 2 out of these, and so it's automatically going to be your bet back. So see, you get your bet back. 2 is not hard to hit out of 4, so we got 16 instead of the money. But it's not until we go to 5 that all of a sudden things come real dicey. And again, that's because the 5 spot is a much higher, I think it's like 1 in 8,000 or 1 in 7,800, something like that, depending on what machine you play. There's different variations too if you're looking for Keno. If you're playing straight classic Keno, you're basically wanting to get, one more. Crazy machine next to me. That's the app. Well, if it turns red, it would have been great. But what you're looking for is what's called an 810 machine. And an 810 machine is pretty much the standard across the board, which is basically a 5 spot on a quarter bet is going to pay you 810 quarters. Now, you can get lucky every now and then and find what they call 830s. They do exist. They're out there. I think the last time I saw one was at State Line, Prim Valley, Nevada, but they're not common anymore. But I have seen them as low as like in the mid 700s, like 750. One of the other Keno machines you want to stay away from is a new, well, not new, but it's been around for a while. You just don't see it often, but it's kind of popping up a lot more now, is a Keno called Zero Keno. What that means is that if you're playing 5 spots, 6 spots, one more, and it does not pick your number within 5 spots, you're going to get paid your money back. But here's the reality. We all know in Keno, you're usually going to get 1 out of 5 most of the time. So it's a sucker bet. And that's why the program is built that way. And so I guess whoever built it thought that everybody playing Keno was stupid. And so they said, well, if we do zero still pays, it's called zero still pays, it'll be a 750 payoff for 1 quarter if you hit a 5 spot, which again is less than $200. It's far less. So that's another thing too. So getting back to what I was saying was the 5 spot and the 6 spot. My preferred is 6 spot because I think 6 hits more than 5. Although the odds say differently, but again, you're filling up one more number of the board, so it seems to work to your advantage a little better. 7 spot, I think I've hit a handful in my life loaded, and I've hit several with a quarter, 2 quarters in. It's a great hit, you know, for a normal machine. A 25 cents is going to pay you $1,750. 2 quarters in is $3,500. So, you know, that's a good payoff, but it doesn't happen often. You might take a year before you ever hit it, and I've only seen very few people ever hit 8 spots. So, one more. Now let's do something fun here. We're already down to 87.25, so you see how well the 4 spot didn't work. But let's go back to 2 spot here and see if we can get that money back. Okay? And just so I can kind of prove my point here. Now, sometimes if you go back and forth the numbers, it's like a yo-yo. It does take time to readjust. And as you can see right here, we're in this funk. Not going to funk, but I need 2 here. Get it back on board. Let's see here. Right here. Whoops. And there. So, yeah, that's kind of the thing with Keno is. Give me one more. Okay, that's all right, still paid. One more. And you'll notice that too, is that when a machine is really just tired, you know, and it just, it's had enough of paying you, you just see a lot of nothings or just 1, you know. One more. You never know with Keno when it's ready to just start popping out 2 like that. So we're back at the 75. So we got to go back to the 2 spot to get that money back, because otherwise the 4 spot, 5 spot, 6 spot, they'll just start taking unless you get the bankroll to do it, you know. And so we're kind of going up a mountain here, you know, to get back to where we started from. But here's the cool thing: if we're just out for a night, night of fun, we could last in this for a real long time playing a quarter of 50 cents. And remember, I'm playing $2, so you know I have no doubt in my mind I won't hit another 2 spot pretty soon, because it's not hard to do. But, you know, again, this is a different variation, and I've never played this one, but it's a different variation than the normal standard Keno, but there's so many different ones out there right now. There's like Alien Keno, there's Wolf Run Keno, there's Cleopatra Keno, there's Diamond Keno, there's all these different ones of games you've seen before. There's even like Buffalo Keno now, and all these, come on, one more, and all these other ones. So pick your poison. It's kind of all the same thing. But again, to remind you, if I was playing on 2 quarters, we would be down to $43. We would have been up a little right now, and that would have been that. But and again, I'm going to go against what I said before. I'm going to change these numbers around a little right here. I'm going to go like that. But you see, it just went right. Just took it from one more. And sometimes too, I'm going to show you guys a little thing here too. Is sometimes the machine doesn't like certain patterns. In other words, diagonal or horizontal. So let's go horizontal here and see if that makes a difference, because it looks like it doesn't like the diagonal pattern I had. One more. Okay, so it doesn't really matter which way you go. And we'll try it down. We'll go vertical in a second. Let's go vertical and see if we can get some here. But the reality is too, is guys, remember, if you're playing a 5 spot, you're gonna get 3 out of 5 pretty much. You get there you go. That's something. 80 credits. That gets us back a little. You're gonna have to go 3 out of 5 just to get your money back. So remember that. Yeah, see, I think it does like that pattern, but I'm gonna go like this. One more. We'll bleed this money out, but I think we'll get another 2 spot pretty soon. I do. One more. Green? No. But you know, it's not much in it. You're not really getting too aggravated over Keno. It's just numbers coming out. You know, obviously you're looking for one more would be great. It's not too stressful. Jeez, I'd like to hit that 2 reds right now for 392. Or at least get the dragon to come out. And the only downfall too, I should remind you guys in some of these games, is always look at the way these games are set up. So for this one, we're playing it, you know, we're playing $2, but this is Dragon Keno for Dragon Fire Keno. And so if you notice right here, hit on 20th draw awards multiplier, which is 4 times red. And so if on the 20th draw, but so 2 numbers in this case doesn't really help us because we only have like 1 chance. Well, 2 chance. Well, we only have 2 numbers, but our chances of getting that 20th draw are going to be far less unless we're playing 6 numbers, and we have a lot better chance to get that 20th draw. One more. Okay, it's definitely not liking this high bet. It's definitely not liking these numbers. But anyway, I hope everybody kind of understands my point. You know, is that if you're just looking up for an item in town, and I think we got to go down there. What do you wear, Saber? Whoa. And you want to just kind of mellow it out and just, you know, play 2-number Keno. It does come in a lot. Again, this is the bad variation to show you guys on. Otherwise, I'd be making this video for hours upon hours. Okay, well, we'll get sorted out of here. One more would be great. So anyway, yeah, you guys can see we bled that out. Went pretty quick. You know, again, $2 a spin. If we had a bigger bankroll, you'd go up and down like a yo-yo all night. But if you're going to try this method, it'd be best doing like Classic Keno, because obviously the odds on Classic Keno are a lot better. So, all right, guys, just want to show you guys a quick quick tip or trick, and hopefully that helps you guys. Thanks. Bye, everybody.